What is up, you guys? What is up, you guys? Okay, so y'all stayed up with me. Y'all stayed up with me. Yes, it's on the regular YouTube, Robin. Let's get it, North DeKalb. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What is up? I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to scroll on in. Come on, come on, come on. Hold on. I think I saved it everywhere. Hold on. If you are on my Patreon, you may have gotten a chance to check out the article that I just posted about Morehouse men. The Morehouse men, honey. There's a couple of Morehouse men that have put an employee on blast. Honey, it's been drama on top of drama on top of drama on these Twitter and Instagram and Facebook streets. Ooh, it's been a whole lot going on. Hold on, let me see who in here. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Hold on. What's up, Kendra? Kendra, Misunderstood. Robin, Socialite in the City. Hey, stranger. John Humphrey, C. Patterson. What is up? What is up? What is up? Y'all know I haven't been live on the ATLien channel in a minute. But I wanted to go live kind of, I don't want to say quickly, but I wanted to talk about some of the things that have been going on with this Morehouse situation. Whew, I would say where's Phaedra, but Phaedra don't go to Morehouse. We talking about Morehouse College today, honey. One of the most esteemed HBCUs. You know, it's an Atlanta-based all-male college. And there are some things going around on social media, and everybody is in shock and awe about it. I don't know if you have seen it. I'm going to pull it up for you. I'm going to talk about it. Okay, a Morehouse College student posted short videos on Twitter late Tuesday and early Wednesday claiming the school has totally ignored his claims of inappropriate sexual activity from one of its employees. I believe it was a dean. The student, the alleged student, because I'm not sure of the student's name because it's under his Twitter account, but he named names, honey. He said that, you know, this particular person, he said it got to the point, it got so bad, he was in a depression. He told his parents, you know, he thought about telling his parents because he was from Chicago. He didn't know what to do. He was a freshman at the time. And so he went to the school with the complaint. The person he filed the complaint with ended up getting fired. It was a mess. It was a dean, not the dean. It said, hold on, I'm gonna tell you what he said. Hold on. Where's the statement, honey? I'm gonna let you hear what he said. He said it began when he was a freshman. He said efforts to get other Morehouse employees to address his complaints went nowhere. Morehouse has not responded to anything that happened. They've ignored my emails and they've ignored my calls. The actual video you can see on Straight from the A, but I'm not going to play it here. I'm just going to play the audio of it so you can hear some of what he said. Hold on a second.
All right, so I'm finally ready to tell what happened. So since second semester of my freshman year, I was assaulted by a staff member at Morehouse College by the name of DeMarcus Cruz. And it got to the point where like I went into a really bad depression and shit like that. And he started like, he was kind of trying to force me to come out about my sexuality and shit like that. Making advances at me, telling me I need dick, like comments and shit like that, right? And he told me, another comment he made was, did not tell your bitch ass to text me like if you need anything or anything like that. So these are the comments that DeMarcus made to me. I don't want to go into like detail of what actually happened because this video will be taken forever. But my freshman year, he used to do shit such as like hugging me, pinching on my cheeks and shit, just predatory shit like that. So I never told my parents about it. I probably told like one or two of my friends about it. And it's really been bothering me. And I just started breaking down crying today because I told Title IX, I reported it the day after. I reported it to Title IX. And she, Terrain Bailey, and like I said, this was in the beginning of 2018. Terrain Bailey literally like was being condescending the whole time, acting like she didn't care. Canceled several meetings with me, never heard anything back from her. Comes to find out, she was fired. So that whole semester plus first semester of my sophomore year, I didn't hear anything about it. So the following semester come, and I was just noticing like I was smoking more and shit like that, like shit that I don't normally do, right? And I was just fed up about the shit. So I talked to my parents about it, and like I said, we live in Chicago, so I called my parents, talked to them about it, and they drove down here within the next week. So we talked to Keisha Bugs, who works in Douglas Hall.
He naming
and
names,
she said that
y'all.
everything would be handled.
He
My
naming
parents started
names.
breaking down, crying and everything, and DeMarcus was in there while we were having this conversation. And
hold on, it's a part 2.
We contacted lawyers, and I accidentally talked to an employment lawyer, so I had to speak to another lawyer about this. But I talked to the other Title IX director. She said that she would talk to shit, I can't think right now. I'm sorry, y'all. But basically, what she said is she would talk to the provost about giving me academic accommodation for those past 2 semesters because of how they blew everything off. Come to find out, she doesn't work there anymore. Morehouse continued to not respond to anything that was happening. They've ignored my emails. They've ignored my calls. I sent several emails attaching receipts and everything, and I haven't heard anything. This shit is really stressing me the fuck out because I know it's other students out there who has experienced some type of shit from DeMarcus Cruz. So I just really need y'all to be by my side on this and get Morehouse to hear me because I'm tired of the shit. That's all that is.
So he posted this video on Twitter, and it ended up having like thousands of retweets. He was basically saying, please, I just want Morehouse to hear me. He tagged Morehouse in the post. Now, the first time he posted it, like everybody, there was outrage again. He named names and everything. But then in naming names, a second person came forward with some commentary about the situation. Hold on. This second person also had an experience with that same person.
I am Bryson Hill. I'm a freshman at Morehouse College, and I too was sexually harassed by DeMarcus Cruz, a dean at Morehouse College. During the summer prior to my freshman year, I was doing a program called PSCP, and during this program was where I met Dean Cruz, and he was, very nice and helpful. He was trying to help me get scholarship. He was really looking out for me. You know, he was just looking out. I remember there were some nights where like he would call me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we would just be up talking. And he'd be trying to help me with scholarship. Um, but I always had noticed that he kind of, treated me differently than the other students. Like, he would buy me food, and he would ask me like if I was good, if I needed anything. So like, I really appreciated it. But going into my first semester at Morehouse College, this is where things started to make me a little bit more uncomfortable. I remember that, one time he said to me, you know, all the girls want your pussy, huh? Implying that, you know, these men at Morehouse College are, sexually interested in me and want to have sexual relations with me. He would always, try to make jokes or try to, um, you know, tell me or, he would always make references to like my sexuality and say things like, oh, well, I know whenever you get married, he was like, I don't know if you're going to get married to a male or to a female, but whoever you marry, and he would start to laugh. So, always making references to my sexuality. He would do those things, and, at one point it was kind of a joke, and it just turned to a point where it was just taken too far. Um,
Oh, it's 31 seconds. I'm sorry. Play.
I just don't want any, current or incoming students at Morehouse College to have to deal with what I had to deal with going through my freshman year. Um, and if me sharing the story is what it takes in order to get DeMarcus Cruz, um, the punishment that he deserves, then I'm willing to do that. So if anybody else has a similar story or can relate, please, share.
So, of course, the tweets have been going crazy. There have been more people coming forward. Someone else issued a statement saying, that they had an issue. Hold on. Wait a minute. And then a lot of people have been saying, like, students shouldn't have to be in unsafe environments. It's irresponsible and abusive on Morehouse's part if they listen to the many student organizers and leaders who have been working around this wouldn't be an issue. So apparently there has been an ongoing issue with some underlying sexual things going on with the men, the Morehouse men, and the employees there. So a lot of people have been coming forward saying overwhelming amounts of good press doesn't absolve you of the harm you have continued to do to your queer and trans students. So now they arguing about that. Folks have never firing folks and never addressing the root of the issue doesn't fix anything. So, of course, Morehouse has, responded in a letter. And the letter basically acknowledges that there is an ongoing investigation. They said, thank you for your concerns about the allegations. Oops, it's behind me and it's blurry. Hold on a second. It said, thank you for your concerns about the allegations of sexual misconducts made within this post on Twitter, and they shared the link to the post to the first mail that came forward. They said, as I've mentioned previously, and this is a message from the president, as I mentioned previously, it's a top priority of mine to ensure students and staff feel safe, respected, and fairly treated at Morehouse. We will vigorously investigate any claims of sexual misconduct filed with our Title IX office, our sexual misconduct policy and procedure guidelines for disciplinary action, including dismissal if any student or faculty or staff member engages in inappropriate behavior. Overnight, we assembled our senior leadership to quickly assess the matter. This morning, we have, launched a formal investigation into the matter that the student reported. 2, DeMarcus Cruz, which is the man that the first student mentioned and the second student and a couple of other people. They said DeMarcus Cruz has been put on unpaid administrative leave effective immediately, pending more information from the investigation. 3, Maurice Washington, our senior student services officer, has reached out to the students who posted their complaints to Twitter to both provide support services and inform them of the process we are undertaking to investigate these very serious allegations. He will meet with the Student Services Division to ensure that they are prepared to support the students during the investigation. So Morehouse has acknowledged that, there is an ongoing investigation. And, when I started, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, these kids just really want to go to school. They just really want to go to school. And you would not think that something like this would happen at an all-male school. Then we like, oh my God, it's Atlanta. And, the whole, everybody going to start talking about everybody gay, Atlanta gay, everybody at the all-male school is gay. Why wouldn't? So, yes, it definitely tugs at my heartstrings. So I'm like, why wouldn't they pay these men any attention for saying that these employees, these male employees or this male employee has actually, did some inappropriate activities or, behavior. Also, hold on just a second, on the site, DeMarcus Cruz, actually the Twitter account that's ran by DeMarcus Cruz, allegedly, he actually tweeted and said, it's clear to me that my presence is problematic. I have resigned from Morehouse College. But he deleted that tweet and then made his account private. It's been so much going on with this, and I've just been sitting here like sipping and creating this post. Also, DeMarcus Cruz was was the school's interim director of housing and residential education. He graduated from Morehouse in 2015 and has worked at Morehouse for 4 years, and that's according to his LinkedIn page. He said on the page that he was a student representative for a task force on campus to stop violence against women. So, you know, this particular person is a real live person. It's a real live. These students are alleging that all of this happened. And again, it's more than just one student. It's more than just 2 students. In fact, it's like 3 or 4 students who have come forward. Morehouse has also issued a second statement where they're saying that their purpose of writing this is to say that a formal investigation is being done. Following customary procedures, the staff member in question has been placed on an indefinite administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigative proceedings. So they've issued like not 1 but 2 statements, and you know, now the media is picking this up. This has been online on social media for the past 2 days. So it's just unfortunate that, you know, a lot of people weren't taking this student's allegations seriously. I don't know if it's because he's a male. I don't know if it's because, you know, he's young, he's a college student, or the person got fired, or whatever happened. But, you know, it's definitely something to pay attention to. You said they should have done something when it was reported. Why they wait until it gets out on social media? Well, you know, apparently that's why he put it on social media, so that, you know, all of this can, you know, so his voice can be heard. And I'm definitely glad his voice is being heard, because now I've seen it in the AJC. I've seen it on, you know, WSB. I'm sure it's on the 11 o'clock news. I'm sure people are talking about it, especially since Morehouse actually named the alleged, you know, perpetrator. Hey, Chef Disaster, you said this is the first time this has been reported. I can't even begin to imagine how many unreported cases there are. Exactly, Elle. And as my post stated, I feel like it's like a Me Too moment, because again, all of these people are coming forward. Morehouse has been under fire for a lot of things they've been doing. You know, they had that that whole hold on, I'm about to pull it up so we can talk about it. They had the whole movement with the trans. They wanted men to dress like men. Then they decided, you know, that it was okay, I guess, for men to wear dresses, and that was an issue. Morehouse has been under fire for a lot of things, and it's just interesting to see. If y'all want to call in, you can, but I really just wanted to come on really quickly to share this, because I made this post and I found it quite intriguing. You said it's time for men to start speaking out, and here it goes. Here it goes, honey. Here it goes. Everybody ain't gay, and everybody don't want to be touched, and everybody, you know, just people just assume that just because, you know, they're men and they're in Atlanta, that, you know, it's fair game. And like I told y'all about Waka Flocka, when Waka Flocka said what he said, and some people were offended because Waka Flocka said, I'm not down with that gay stuff. You know, he wasn't. And what's wrong with saying that? If, you know, the LGBT community can come out and express their sexuality and proclaim being gay, why not a straight man say, look, I'm straight, I'm not gay, and I don't want, you know, any, you know, gay men hitting on me? I don't understand what the problem was. So phone number 718-362-6360. The PIN number is 9427819. Let's talk about it. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. You said what was said to Waka? Waka was in an airport, and apparently a man who I guess was gay was complimenting him a little too robustly. And so Waka went live to say that he did not appreciate it, you know, that he doesn't look down on anyone's sexual, you know, I'm sorry, I can't think and do this at the same time. He doesn't look down on anyone's sexuality, but he wanted it known that, you know, he's not gay and he doesn't want to be hit on. I mean, you know, and he said if you are gay and you want to hit on him, keep those compliments to yourself. And, you know, a lot of people felt like, you know, he's he's fragile. His masculinity is fragile. He should be able to accept compliments. He should blah, blah, blah. But if he felt some kind of way about it, just like if you're a woman, if you feel some kind of way about another woman hitting on you, why not say, you know, look, I'm not gay and I'm good. I'm good on you complimenting me. So you say he's not so gay friendly. And does he have to be? Does he have to be? I mean, I feel like it's up to everybody to establish their own boundaries. That was his way of establishing a boundary, and you know, it worked. He put it out there, and you know, it is what it is. So you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at hell. Gay men don't want women hitting on them, do they? Do they? Here's the only thing about it: when you are a male in the music industry, your fans are either women or gay men. Don't mess up your own money. That's true, Von Zipper. That's true. But again, if it makes you uncomfortable, whatever the situation is, I mean, it made him uncomfortable. He has a right to speak up, shouldn't he? Some straight men just don't like it, period. The first one said it's going to be on for 4 years. My apologies. I got a phone call. That's okay. If y'all don't want to talk about it, that's fine. That's fine. I understand. It's late. We got a whole bunch of things we need to talk about, though. I have a couple of subjects in the queue. But since I was up late working on the site and I wrote that post, I wanted to come through and basically touch on this. And then I was going to include this particular video in that post. But we could get, you know. Caller 2722, hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
What's going on?
Good. Who am I speaking with?
Chef Disaster.
Hey, Chef Disaster. How you been?
What's going on with you?
What?
I said, what's going on with you?
Oh, just working. Just working. What you think about this situation?
The situation with the people in Yale?
With the Morehouse men being hit on by the professors, and Morehouse seemingly not taking any responsibility and not taking swift action against these employees. Like, it seems like it's an ongoing issue, and it's an all-male college in Atlanta. And just like I said, everybody ain't gay. And and even if they are gay, they have the right to have a get an education without being, you know, hit on.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for filling me in. You got to pardon me. I joined the chat league.
Oh, no problem.
You know, a chef be working with. Got to make sure that kitchen clean. But yeah, I mean, I think like anybody who takes advantage, and not to say that it wasn't unwanted attention, but anybody who takes advantage of their position to have a sexual advantage, I think should be like shunned. I mean, really, like shame on you. Like a male perspective, like I think parents put their children in these schools so they can be away from the dangerous elements of the world.
Right.
And then to come to find out that it's even more dangerous in these schools that they put them in, because you got the presidents right there.
That's true. That's true. So if you go to Twitter right now and just look at the Morehouse hashtag, you will get a earful. It is so many people talking about the situation and talking about their experiences with different staff members there. And I'm like, oh my God, like Morehouse is gonna experience a little Me Too movement in a second.
Right. I mean, I know a lot of young men, you know, they dream to go to Morehouse. And they don't want to get there to find out there's predators all over the place.
Right.
Or even to have this school in the limelight like that for that season. You know what I mean?
Right.
Got to drive a lot of kids away.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think there should be zero tolerance on that type of behavior.
I agree, Chef Disaster.
You know?
Well, thank you so much for providing your input. Somebody said you got your Mac voice on tonight.
I always got my Mac voice on. What they talking about tonight?
All right.
You Google me.
Okay. Google you.
I appreciate you letting me give a male perspective on the subject.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta keep times and the trends and all of that, and I look to Michelle for that. So, peace and love to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Chef Disaster. Bye.
No doubt.
Caller 6578, you are on the line.
Hey, Michelle. How's it going?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm just calling in because I like to give my opinion on the different topics. And as far as this, I hate to hear about all this stuff going down, at a prestigious black school. It's just terrible. Hopefully they aid the young man and help them out, but it's just crazy. It seems like it's always something like around this sort of topic happening in Atlanta. What's that about?
Look, I don't agree to that, but I think because Atlanta is in the spotlight for so many other reasons that it's out, it's just easy to say it's always in Atlanta. But I agree, there are things that's going on all over the country, but Atlanta is just in the spotlight. And so when something happens in Atlanta, people in Atlanta gonna talk about it, and everybody else is too. So there you have it.
I see. Yeah. A good thing they didn't have man hands working at the school.
But man hands would have been banned because Morehouse banned men in pumps pretty much. Yeah, because they want men at the school to dress like men. So I mean that had always been a big deal at Morehouse. And so a lot of the trans people at Morehouse feel some kind of way because Morehouse won't bend the rules for them because it's a historically male college. If
right, I didn't even know that was a thing, but I mean, he already paid for his face. He would have been up and then paying for the little boy, so a good thing.
Child, he would have been the one. He would have been the one on unpaid leave, and we already know.
Yeah, raising up some money, and then getting the boys with it, but that's a whole nother story.
A whole nother.
And it's true. And then did you I know you don't watch him. I don't watch his funky broke ass either, but for everybody who saw it, like it just was hilarious to me. Did you guys see Dineva talking about he's in the Dominican Republic?
No, what happened? Tell us.
Well, I'm going to watch his channel since what he said about Chef Swear, but something came up where he was talking about Essence, and I was like, maybe he's saying something like in response to Michelle. And since I watched Michelle, let me see what's going on. But he didn't. But
of course not.
He was just in Dominican Republic trying to flex. And I'm like, the only reason you out there is because this whole scandal, so you going where you can afford.
Yes, it's probably super duper cheap since people dying over there. They probably give them trips away. They want everybody to go to Dominican.
And he's talking about getting some Dominican daddy in his own. Hey, don't nobody want to catch what you got. Come on now.
Don't get me started. That's a video for my for the messy channel. I was gonna save that, honey. Look, I'm gonna do a my head's laid video in a minute, and then get into all the tea. Cause I just like bugging people. I like bugging people who say they don't want me to talk about certain things. I love it.
You should. It's your channel. You're gonna say what you want to say. They're gonna watch. So hey, they can say what they want to, but they'll be there and they're watching.
Right.
But I don't mean to start anything, but I had to say something. Like first, I was just thinking it'd be crazy for TS to work there because we already know what he'd be doing, paying for. And then Dineva, I just wanted to know if anyone noticed that, like, he's trying to flex, but he's there on $100 trip.
Ooh.
Somewhere where nobody wants to go.
You're right. I don't even know what to say.
Get his dirty tail away.
I don't even know what to say. I don't have anything to do with him. I don't know. Only thing I know is I saw him coming out the alley with no shirt on. That's all I know.
They got, you saw him do what?
I saw him in the alley with no shirt on. That's all I know.
Maybe that's where he got the money to go. Dominican Republic has cocaine, so maybe that's what's going on.
You know it.
But, yeah, whatever he was doing in that alley, the little Essence check, he got a few $100s. He took down there. He snored in way.
So you just go just ignore the whole Morehouse thing and just dive right into Junkie Dineva, huh?
I'm sorry. So, yeah, this is about Morehouse. About Morehouse, I'm disgusted. I hope it doesn't taint the legacy and image, because it shouldn't. The school has a great legacy. It's a great, institution. But hopefully, just with sexual abuse as a whole, we can just stop. I mean, if somebody doesn't want to be bothered with that, leave it alone.
Yeah.
If you work at the school, I mean, I would think you would know better. Don't do that.
And again, I found it interesting that the person involved, tweeted that he resigned, and then he deleted the tweet and made his account private or whatever. But so I feel like he may be he may know that there's a lot of people coming forward, because I saw at least 4 people come forward on Twitter. And again, they're investigating the allegations, because, it could just be people don't like you, people make up stuff, or whatever case may be. But they're investigating. So if he's on unpaid leave, it seems like they must have, some reason to believe that these allegations may be true or have some substance to it.
Right? Maybe he... like before he thought, sometimes you don't think about things. Maybe he was like, well, let me put something out there because it's better than nothing. But then maybe he was like, well, maybe I can get away with this. I shouldn't even admit to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's thinking he can somehow get out of it, or I don't know. But I mean, I get the vibe he did it,
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
But
it's gonna be all over the news this week. I said it's going to be all over the news this week.
And I plan on going to college soon, so, I'm about to start applying, so it's just crazy, but I've already been sexually harassed before at work by some dudes, so it was just crazy, but, I mean, what I learned from it is you just document everything, and if something goes down, you tell. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's advice to everyone.
And it takes a certain level of strength to even, come forward, especially on social media, to tell your story that, that this person did this wrong to you. The first person, again, had the strength to say, please get this to Morehouse, because he couldn't get any answers, any responses or whatever. And now that his, video has gone viral, there are other people who have, gotten the strength from his courage to say something. So, I just appreciate that in itself.
I do too. And he wasn't playing any games.
No, he wasn't.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, and the full video is on the site. I just didn't want to play, I didn't want to put no faces up here. I ain't getting into all that. But it's on the site. I actually put his tweet in the site. So if he delete his tweet, it'll be gone. But it's up.
You got that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
And people like to say, why do people come out late? But sometimes, it just helps to see someone else speak out, because really when you think about it, coming forward with sexual misconduct allegations, a lot of times you are villainized and people go against you, and it's just a hard thing. So, I mean, people come out and speak on it when they're ready.
Right.
So,
right. Well, thank you so much.
I'm not going to hold you up too much longer.
I appreciate your input. Where are you calling from again? I recognize your voice.
Really, I call in a lot. I'm not really popular on IG, but I have done some social media management work. I probably should just message you just to, say hey.
Okay.
I really look up to you, so I've been meaning to kind of write you and tell you, but I don't have any pictures posted or anything, so I'm I'll just be messaging her. I don't know if she'll even check it.
I do occasionally. Right. I do. And that's another video I need to do about me being social media phobic. I hate social media now, but I'm gonna talk about that another day.
Really?
Yes.
I catch everything you put out, so I'll see it. But I'll definitely write you at some point. And,
okay.
Just keep up the good work. It makes me feel good to see you recognize my voice. Because I really like you, so.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your call, and I appreciate your input and your shade.
All
right.
I've been taking notes from you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Have a great night, Michelle.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Hey, Juno. What you say? Hey, Juno. Hey, Mouth Open Story. 8359. Hello.
Yo, Michelle, what's going on? This Noir.
Hi, Noir. What's up, stranger? I ain't heard from none of y'all. I know I be bouncing from channel to channel and people can't keep up, child, but I'll just be like, whatever. Because people be still flagging me and still doing stuff. I have to keep them guessing where I'm going to be, child.
Right. Keep them on their toes. Keep them on their toes.
Yeah. So what you think about all this drama?
Well, I just found out about it when you, because I haven't really been online all week, so I just found out about it right when you posted it. And I'm actually happy that they came forward because it's so rare that men really come forward in allegations like that. And I'm just happy that people are not being afraid anymore and just really just go ahead and put themselves out there, because at the end of the day, it's not your fault.
Right.
So I'm just happy that that both men and women, but especially men, because it's always known amongst men that they don't talk about things like that because, of course, they're ashamed.
Right.
And they feel like people are going to look at them as less than men. So I'm actually proud of those brothers because things like that happen every day. You just don't hear about it. So, I mean, as far as the guy goes, I really hope that whatever text messages or evidence or whatever they had against him, they can get him up out of there and they can charge him properly.
Right.
And they can get whatever they need to get up out of that situation and correct that type of behavior, because the only way to end stuff like that is to publicly shame these people and hold them fully accountable and stop letting them get away with stuff like that.
Right. And I was lurking on the guy's Twitter before he locked it down. I didn't get a chance to screenshot because I was too involved in the story. But he was like, when he tweeted that he had resigned or whatever, and it was people saying, yeah, you should have, yeah, you're a predator, yeah. And so he was arguing back and forth with the people, and so it kind of gave me that you too defensive. Like, what is, like, you know, because it's almost like the college didn't say he was fired or that he resigned. The college just said he was on indefinite unpaid leave, you know, whatever that is. But, you know, even with that, but for him to say, just come out about the blue and say I resign, and then to delete it and then just block his social media completely, it's like, well, you must know it's about to be some shit. Like, you know, because it's been other people tweeting about it saying, you know, talking about him and other things that he's done. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, that's going to be a shitstorm, because I'm pretty sure now, once those two have come out, who knows how many other people he's been emailing or harassing over the years. And I just read on Twitter, like as you were going over the story, some other guy, he was saying that he reported him years ago, and I think he was an RA at the time in his building. He reported him to whoever's above the RA. He said that they didn't do anything about it then, and then he ended up having to work with DeMarcus that next year. Oh, wow. How miserable it was. So it's guys on Twitter that are actually coming out, putting out their stories, and like when you hear about stuff like this, like, man, I just really hate that people had to, you know, suffer in silence like that instead of being able to go to the superiors with like they're supposed to, and be able to get those situations resolved. Like, that makes you look at the whole chain of command and say, what the hell are y'all doing by just ignoring these claims and just brushing on the table like there's nothing going on? That's a bad look for y'all. Right. So hopefully they fix that.
And these students just want to get an education. Like, why they got to deal with this when, you know, these people or this person in power, you know, allegedly doing these things when only they're just there to get their education. So it's just unfortunate that they had to.
That's what it's about. Just let them people go to school and mind their business and stop trying to throw yourself on these kids. That's not good at all.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Noir. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for taking my call.
All right. Bye. What y'all talking about in here? You said these predators are so fucking bold. Exactly. Mouth open, jump out. I'm going to head over to the Patreon. Because I got some stuff to get off my chest. I'm going to go over to the Patreon and talk about me being social media phobic. I think I go ahead and talk about that. Because somebody was asking me about that yesterday. And I was like, yeah, that would be a great topic to talk about on the Patreon. So if y'all come over to the Patreon. I'm going to be over there for the next 30-45 minutes. I did want to touch on this story because I feel like it is very, very important to get this word out. And I'm glad that a lot of the mainstream media has finally picked it up. you know, on my site, since I'm not the mainstream media, I actually have, you know, the tweets that they put out, and I kind of put everything in chronological order. So, you know, if you don't want to like have to troll the truth tweets to figure out what's going on, you can actually go to the post and see, you know, what started it, how it started, the videos, the responses from Morehouse, the responses from, you know, the dean of students or whatever he was, and Morehouse's last response. So you can see all of that on straightfromtheA.com. So all of you who are not on Patreon, if you would like to join tonight, it is patreon.com. iamATLien. I'm going to talk about social media and, you know, being social media phobic, which is really a thing. And, you know, we can talk about a lot of other things, whatever y'all want to talk about. Y'all know how we do over on Patreon. It's patreon.com. iamATLien. If you in my Patreon, put your aliens in the air. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I am turning off the phone lines now. Hold on a second. Let me get this together. I just hate it when my glasses start to fog up. This light, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get an anti-fog light. I got to get an anti-fog light. Morehouse legacy is too strong for all this BS. It is, C. Patterson. It is. That's why I'm hoping that, you know, they will rectify this situation. And the black and blue salad. And we'll do it quickly. Do it very, very quickly. Michelle, when you gonna get there? I'm on my way right now. Mouth open. I'm on my way. You gonna join your Patreon? You gonna join tonight, Noir King? You be missing out. So we be having us a good time over there. We be shading some of everybody. It is so great. It is so great. I told y'all I'm gonna do my heads laid video, but it's gonna be for the Patreon. I cannot wait to do it. Oh, I can't wait to tell y'all all the other randomness that's been going on. But anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm headed over to the Patreon. I'll be over there in about 4-5 minutes. You know what I gotta do. I don't have to mix up nothing. But for those of you who are just getting here, or if you know, been here and missed the live, feel free to watch the replay, okay? Now, this live was about Morehouse College and the situation Morehouse is experiencing, a Me Too moment where there have been several students that came forward and talked about some allegations against one of the Morehouse College employees. There's some serious allegations. Morehouse is taking it seriously, but the first person who talked about it on social media said that he had been ignored for so long, he didn't know what to do. That's why he went to social media. So head over to the site. You can follow it all. And yeah, anyway, like this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.